Joe's HNIC. Mr. Him Being Everywhere. Is the FHO Live Podcast, where the truth will be told. We promise you that.
Damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
You're listening to MC101 Talk Show. Live. Hosted by Two Guns. Co-hosted by Big Cell. And we talking straight motorcycle protocol. Tune in every Wednesday around 7 p.m. for pure motherfucking facts on FHO Podcast Radio. MC101, where motorcycling is life.
Say, man, it's time to get right down to business. I'm back up in this bitch, man. We've been doing our thing today, man. Hope you guys have been enjoying your Wednesday. Man, we've been killing it today. As always, it's Wednesday night, MC101 around 7 o'clock-ish. You feel what I'm saying? With my man, Two Guns, hosting, and I'm co-hosting, man. And tonight we got a hell of a topic for you. But first off, brother, how you been doing since last week, man? Everything been good?
Yeah, everything's good. Just, man, work. That's about it.
Hey, there you go, cursing people out with that work word. See what I'm talking about?
Somebody got to do it. You know, somebody got to do it. It can't be doing podcasts all day.
Hey, man, what it is. Other than that, so the family straight, you straight, everything is Gucci, you know?
Yeah, everything's good out here.
Okay. So what we got tonight, man? What we talking about tonight?
Well, we had just, it was a couple topics that kind of hit on the page, and I thought one of them was introduced by one of the ladies on the page, and what she was addressing was changes in the culture and the way that things happen. And this is something that's always been kind of that, I would say, not talked about topic, like people don't really want to discuss the concepts of change within the motorcycle industry. And, it's tough for traditionalists and people that always want to have things the same way to understand or go through these changes. But it's just like when I was 19, I was 19. Now I'm 54. I mean, it changes. So I wanted to address that and just kind of talk about change in itself is always going to be something that occurs and it happens. Things kind of progress themselves. But you can't get away from the core values, and you can't get away from what established this whole process in terms of how we do business. So I think that's one of the things I want to make sure that kind of gets out there, to the masses. The change in itself is always going to happen, but you got to keep those core values.
Well, one of the things that I kind of spoke on this today, and I was having this conversation too with another one of my OGs. One of the biggest things, though, Guns, that has happened is that the OGs are not passing the torch. And not so much, because it go both ways. Now, hold on. The OGs are not passing the torch, but they don't have nobody to pass them to because don't nobody give a damn about carrying the torch. You understand what I'm saying? I spoke on this earlier when I was saying it's like a relay. You feel what I'm saying? Just like in a relay race. You could be the fastest person in the world, but you won't qualify for the relay team because you don't know how to grab the baton. You feel what I'm saying? The whole part of the relay race is the baton. You can't win the relay race without the baton, period. So you got a lot of the OGs, that have the baton, and can't find nobody to give it to. Nobody's coming up to them and asking them, "Oh, gee, man, let me get the baton. Let me run with it." So therefore, a lot of the core values and a lot of the tradition, as we speak on the traditional ways, the core values, is being thrown by the wayside because that's not what a lot of people are on. A lot of people are motorcycling on their own accord because I'm too grown to be told how to motorcycle. You feel what I'm saying? So that's one of the biggest problems that we have is that over the years, over the last century, the world has given grace to, hey, you're grown, stand up, don't let nobody tell you this, and don't let nobody. And people have literally taken that and lost their mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I think what one of the issues that happens when you're talking about passing the torch, and one of the things that I think is kind of the lost process in this is the OGs ain't passing that torch on because they're looking at the people that they have to pass it to, and those people are not ready to take those responsibilities because, again, they're missing those core values. And that's what I really wanted to address is like looking at somebody that you built something. So you built this house and you built that foundation. And, you know, it's like I've said this before, there's a foundation that you build. And within that foundation, it's what holds the house together. It's what holds the house up. And once you start to pull away from that foundation, you remove this, or you remove that, or you take this out, you take that out, the house collapses. And the house collapses because the foundation itself of what we've established and the things that we've built over the years, they're trying to be removed. And you can't remove those because they're an integral part of the actual structure of the building. So I think that's one of the biggest issues and reasons why it's really been reluctant to kind of pass those torches because when we look at the way that people do business, it's not the way the business is done. And that's, I think over the last 10 years, we've seen a lot of things that we necessarily don't even have to do that. And we'll kind of address it and get into you know, like some history and so people understand where these core values came from.
Okay, so like I said, we both agree. We both agree that the baton is not being passed. We both agree that there's the pickings are slim, as OG say, slim to none as far as the pickings.
Yeah.
And I can even put this in there. They just don't make them like they used to.
Yeah. I mean, let me start on this one, and I'll address this. And a lot of people, you know, you might not have ever heard my history of where I came from, but I mean, I came up in the 70s and the 80s, so I saw much of the start of what this life was about. I mean, I think my first real, you know, time of spending it was about 10 years old, and I got a chance to go to the parks with my uncle, and we got a chance to see all of the camaraderie, and everybody was hanging out and was doing their things, barbecuing, and it was, you know, I mean, I'm a kid, man. I was loving this, man. All these guys are coming up. You know, it was like big brothers and stuff like that. So that's the way that I was used to it. But here's what I tell people. My first trip I went across the United States. It was 1987. I had just got off an deployment. It was like August or September timeframe. So it was still really nice. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm riding. So I had just gotten a bike. It was the 1987, 86, 87 Hurricane 1000. So I hadn't really been on a sports bike in terms of long distance. I came up on motocrosses, I think mini bikes, and this was my first kind of, I'm going to do my own fucking thing and get out there and ride, and found out real fast that there's a lot of shit that you need to know about when you get on that road and you travel and you do distance. Over the next probably 5 to 6 years, I just traveled, man. I rode. Any place I could ride, I would go. I would go out on weekends and just go. And one thing that I saw was this absolute hatred for bikers. And even talking with bikers, even talking with other people, they would hit me to little things like, hey, park your bike away from a hotel because if they hear you come up on your bike, they won't give you a room. And I learned this after the fact because I found that out when I came up on my bike and I pulled up in the front and the people said, oh, yeah, we're vacant. I mean, we don't have no vacancies. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I go across the street to get something to drink, to eat, or whatever it is. There was a store across the street, and I see people pulling in, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? And when I went back across there, she was like, how many vacancies or whatever it is. And so, you know, I mean, I'm scrambling trying to figure out what I had to get back on the road because I didn't have anything. I got into, I went into this little hole wall place you could eat, drink, and all the rest of that stuff. A couple bikers, and that's when they started hitting me up about life on the road. So this is what I tell people, man, is these core values that we've established back in the days, they were meant for a reason, and that was because we were the wretched. We were the wretched few. Because there wasn't 20,000. You know, you wouldn't see clubs with 15 members. You know, all the big clubs had members, but smaller clubs were like 5 or 6 people, 2 or 3 people. Sometimes they had one person. I mean, just real small clubs and things like that. So we didn't see the numbers that we see now. So they hated you. You were dirty. You were nasty. And so we got together in terms of bikers, and we founded our own brotherhood. We founded our own help each other out. We founded respect. We got these different values that we established was like, never leave a biker on the road. I mean, how many times have you driven by a biker and just, oh, I got to go do something? But that was like back in the 80s, man, that was like, if somebody found out you did that, man, you were ostracized. You were treated like you were shit. And that's the way that we kind of came up together in this lifestyle because we didn't have anybody else. So now let's fast forward to 2015 or 2012. Now all of a sudden, baggers come in, all these different choppers come in. People are looking at mainstream media. Fucking Sons of Anarchy kicks off. So now all of a sudden you have this glorification of biking, and you got this glorification of motorcycles. And it was never like that. I mean, you couldn't find a place to stay. I used to stay sometimes in campgrounds, or I would find bed and breakfast. But people didn't understand the life of a biker, say, 80s, 90s, versus now it's like, you know, it's glorified. And so...
But hold on real quick. But did the hatred from the 80s and 90s come from the bikers before in the 60s and 70s for being rebel?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what it was. It was the process where you had the 40s and the 50s of Vietnam. I mean, not Vietnam, but you had World War II guys coming back, Korean guys coming back. Man, they were rocking and rolling. Vietnam coming back, they were rocking and rolling. So you got guys that are coming back 30 years that are basically just creating havoc. And that's one of the reasons why, and I'll say this, one of the largest MCs in the world really came out and said, fuck this, we got to change the shit that we're doing. Because what we were seeing and the things that's happening is we're seeing ourselves being pushed away from areas and things like that we were trying to frequent, not finding hotels, trying to get a campground, and they were turning us away. And so they looked at it and said, now here's what we're going to do. This is the way we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to kind of conduct our business. We are going to start, you know, having a little bit secondary respect for each other. We're going to be able to have a camaraderie. I'm going to tell you, man, in the 70s, late 70s, 80s, around that time frame, into the early 90s, in specific areas, you would see some of the most notorious 1% clubs all hanging with each other, chilling with each other. There was no issues and no problems whatsoever. You had the Florida issues where you had the problems in Florida. You had the issues up north where you had those issues, and that was all territorial issues. But anybody else from around that area, you had Longos and 81 hanging out with each other, buying drinks. You had 81s and pagans and everybody else hanging out with each other because there wasn't those issues. And those issues did develop later on, you know, in terms of just locations and stuff like that. That's what 1% do. But what they tried to establish for everybody else was let's have these core values that we understand: brotherhood, camaraderie, respect for each other. Those are the things that we have to have in order for us to survive in mainstream America. Because what we're seeing now is we're seeing the secondary effect of the 2000s where we had this little bit of issues and problems between groups. And now we're starting to see that transition back to what we were talking about, say, the mid-'85s and 90s, where all of a sudden they're saying, we need to come to peace with each other, because if we don't, now they're going to start trying to attack us, and that's exactly what the government has been trying to do for the last 10, 15 years.
Well, one of the things on the 99% side, I'm gonna say this because we heard this discussion and I've been a part of this discussion as well, is that it's amazing now how the OMCs or the 1%ers, now everybody want to come together and kumbaya because of the government coming down on them, trying to take their patches, trying to stop them from motorcycling and trying to stop them from the chaos. Now clubs that were all white or all Mexican or whatever, now they're saying, "Hey man, we it's all about peace and love, brother. Let's all just love each other now because we have to save the set." Well, again, when we were trying to be that and when we were trying to be a part of that, that wasn't y'all get down. But now that the whole, now they make it, it's a us against them type thing. No, not really. A lot of the 99%ers and a lot of people that just regular motorcycle, we don't feel like the government is against us. The government is against y'all. And when I say y'all, the OMCs or whatever, the 1%ers, the people that rock the diamond, because of all of the traditional bullshit and all of the fighting and all of the fussing and all of the stuff that's been going on. So now they're trying to put a hold to it. But that's just some of the conversation, like I said, that's been had, in the barbershops and the motorcycle barbershops, because it's like amazing. For example, it's just like having, let me see, it's just almost like, having when a person get in trouble, now you you reach back. Don't your mom work at the courthouse? You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that's been brought up. Like, okay, so now that they're going through it, and now that the government is attacking them, now they want to make it like the government is attacking us, everybody, and it's not really everybody that they're attacking, but legally and technically, what I try to explain to people is this: listen, I don't care who they use to pass this law. This law is going to affect them. It's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them, but it's going to affect us on down the line, because if they get this one passed, this just the gateway for the next one and the next. It's a precedent,
and that's what they was trying to establish, was a precedent with the Mongols, and they were trying to establish that so that they could strip anybody's past. So now, what a lot of people don't understand is there are a lot of things out there that you guys don't know about that have come down the pipe. Like one of the guys from a 1% Diamond, he was riding and the cops pulled the pack over, and they saw that he had a wallet chain. So they actually tried to say that was a weapon. He had a short get back whip. So now in California, that's illegal. It's one of those things that they enforce it when they want to enforce it. So he was in court trying to fight these charges, and eventually got them erased. He won his case, because you have to have a crime in order for you to be able to say, well, this is a weapon. If he's got it on his person, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was using it. It's a situation. It's a slippery slope. But the precedence is what's established. Like a lot of people say, you know what, man, that don't affect us. But guess what? In your club, say you have one of your bros get into it with somebody. This may not even be MC related. He get into it with somebody. All of a sudden, something happens and somebody gets hurt, somebody gets killed. They don't have to say, oh well, this person is an individual, because that's what they were trying to establish, and that's what people need to understand, is they were not trying to establish the fact that it was an individual that was committing the crime. They were establishing that it was the club that was committing the crime. So now all of a sudden 99%, now all of a sudden they're on the outlaw list because one of their members committed a crime. One of their members was selling drugs. One of their members, this might not have nothing to do with it. And all of a sudden, your chapter turns into a 1% club, and next thing you know, they're trying to charge this guy with RICO charges. And that's exactly what was happening. So now you have a 99 that has absolutely no affiliation. He does his own thing, whatever it is. He's selling some weed. Next thing you know, they charging him with a RICO. And so, like people don't understand RICO crimes, they don't understand gang enhancement. But man, look, gang enhancement, that's you don't even have to talk about nothing for 10 years. So, if you get, say you was to have an issue, a problem, and this and that, and you get in a fight. Say you just get in a fight, and, all of a sudden they charge you with assault. So now they charge you with assault. So not only did you get assault because you got that vest on, now all of a sudden you get gang enhancement because you got that vest on. So now it might be 4 years, and then I'll give you an example. The good friend of mine, a good brother of mine, former brother of mine, and he got 7 years for an assault. The guy came up to him, started the whole thing. He beat the dude up, but he kicked the dude. So because he kicked him, they got him with assault. Then they tried to top a 7 years gang ass. They would plea bargain him 10 years for a fight that happened that the dude started just because he was wearing a Mongol cut. So, you have to understand that even though it affects us, it also affects you indirectly. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is indirectly it can affect. But in essence is as long as you're doing things, and I tell all the 1%ers this all the time, as long as you are not doing illegal shit, you ain't got nothing to fucking worry about. But if you're doing and you're playing, you're playing both sides of that can or burning both sides of that can, I mean, eventually it's going to catch up to you. And when it catches up to you, it affects everybody, not just you.
Well, I mean, it's just like, for me, like I tell people all the time, what a lot of people don't understand is that the public does not know how to distinguish between two guns on his motorcycle and Big Cell on his motorcycle. You feel what I'm saying? My motorcycle is black and white. His motorcycle may be black and blue or blue. It could be blue. It ain't even black. But we go down the street. I do something to this person in this car. This person called 911 and said the guy on the motorcycle just did this. The police, catch up to us, do whatever they do. They catch up to us or catch up to two guns happen to be riding by. They catch up to him and there you go right there. Because the public does not know. They're not educated to know, hey, this patch is this patch. This patch is that patch, this motorcycle is that motorcycle, and this motorcycle is that motorcycle. So I tell people all the time, man, you represent no matter what. I don't give a damn what club you're in. I don't care what's on your back. You represent the entire motorcycle community on a whole. Period, point blank. When you come through there and you just did 190 miles an hour or 180 miles an hour, we all might as well have done it because that's all that the report is going to read. Biker, blah, blah, blah. So now, whether it's me or not, they pull me over, even if they're asking about you. I still got to get pulled over to get questions about you. And now I'm in their presence. Now they looking, oh, what's this, what's that? And it's just all a big clusterfuck from that point forward. The thing about, and I'm going to speak on this only if I can. The thing with the Mongols was that I studied it, I followed it the whole 9 yards. But the thing that people missed to me, and this was the most important thing to me, was watching them come together as a nation and coming up with the money and everything else that was needed to hire the lawyer. You feel what I'm saying? To fight that case. At that point in time, they had to have a true understanding and example of brotherhood because they needed every brother that they had to stand together. You could not be. It was not a time for weakness. It was not a time to be separate. It was not a time for I don't know if this is what I want to do or I'm ready for it. And to me, that whole thing, that's what I took from the whole thing. Whether they win, lose, or draw, the solidarity and the unity and the brotherhood that they displayed was amazing to me.
Well, and so to break it down like this, one of the things that the lead prosecutor, I can't stand this dude. I used to always mess with him when I see him, offer him the T-shirts if he like them. He'd be pissed off at me. But one of the things that he addressed and one of the things that he said was about the vest and to understand how that is. So think about this. If tomorrow you have to give up your vest, basically just take it off your back, would you still be a part of your MC?
Wow.
And that's the question that literally was asked, was if we have to remove our vest tomorrow, are you still going to be a Mongol? And so that was legitimate. I mean, it was a vital, it was a serious question. And one of the things I think that a lot of the brothers even said was that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. That vest ain't got nothing to do with me. This is what we are dealing with. This is what we're doing. And this is the brotherhood and this and that. And that's kind of what I'm trying to address when I talk about these core values, because if you don't have that in your MC or you don't have that in your life in terms of what we do in this community, you're going to falter and you're going to fail when these situations occur. And I can tell you, man, when I tell you this, it's not even a joke. We're talking a $5 million, a legitimate $5 million defense case against the U.S. government. The U.S. government wasted almost $20 million trying to try the Mongols for something that had already been established as protected activity. So it wasn't a question whether they were going to win or not. What they were trying to do is they were trying to outlast the money and have the Mongols plea bargain out. Oh yeah, we're going to plea bargain. We're just going to say we're going to do this. We're going to do that. I hate to say it like Doc Cavallo did. But when it comes down to it, it ain't just the Mongols that did that. I mean, I don't want to put that out for everybody out there, man. I'm going to say this. Even the biggest MC, I'm going to say it like this. Even one of the well-known MCs that are viable. I mean, I'm talking about enemies of the Mongols. They came forward and donated money. Every 1% club out there, period, point blank, stepped forward and dedicated money towards that defense fund. We did the Save the Patches.
Is that black or white or just all white?
Oh, everybody. I'm talking everybody came forward with money. And Save the Patches. I went to Save the Patch, man, and we had 81 there. We had pagans there. We had, you talking about all the white dominants, and then we had some of the black dominants were there. And everybody got along with each other, and there was no issues or problems because it was one specific thing that we were doing. We were coming together the way that we used to come together and for a cause. And that's where I would say, looking at the new traditions and new changes, like I was talking about this, I said change is inevitable. Social media, all the rest of these things that happen, change is going to happen. That's fine. Look, I don't like the fact that motherfuckers go into hotels and do parties. I just don't think that's where you need to be doing it at. I think it's either in the clubhouse or let's take it to a fucking field. Because what we're doing and what we're not understanding is every time that you go into that hotel and you rent that conference room, you're paying money, you're giving money to somebody else when you could be giving it to that club. If the club is doing that, they're paying money out when it should be going into their purposes or whatever they have to do. So having those type of events where you bring it to your clubhouse or you go and you have a spot or whatever it is, or you go out in the field and do something, that's the way things should be done. But nobody wants to sit in the field because it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do Tent City no more because we got a hotel. And so that's kind of the.
But not only that too. But Guns, hold on. It's like okay. Hear what you said. It's back in the day. We're talking about old school for some of y'all that don't know tradition. Back in the day, to even be an MC, you had to have a clubhouse. Okay, those days are gone. But even the clubhouses that are in existence now, for the most part, the reason I'm gonna tell you like this, hands down, the reason why I don't go to the clubhouses is because they're not secure and safe. Because anybody can come in there and anybody can come in there, stomp somebody out, do whatever they want to do. The clubhouses are not safe. They're
Your clubhouse. You walk in my clubhouse trying to stomp somebody out, and we got problems, and it's going to be ugly really fast. And that's just but that comes down to, again, let's talk about that, and let's talk about the traditions and how it used to be. If I invited you to come to my clubhouse, you had an invite to come to my clubhouse, and there was no issues or problems. But you understood. Now I'll take my glasses off on this. You understood that when you come to my fucking clubhouse, that you know better. It wasn't even a question that you didn't come to my clubhouse starting shit or doing some stupid shit in my clubhouse. That was that respecting that I'm talking about. And that's some of the factors that we don't see, and some of the factors that are just not present in clubhouses. If somebody is invited to your clubhouse, they are a guest of your clubhouse. If you got your bros mean-mugging motherfuckers, but yet one of your brothers invited, because here's how it should be. If you invite somebody to your clubhouse, the first thing it should have did is it should have went through your sergeant in arms. So, I'm inviting FHO to my clubhouse. I let them know, blah, blah, blah. We don't know what time they're coming, but they going to come through and they're going to stop through and show some love. Boom. That's what your sergeant at arms should know. He should automatically have an understanding, okay, this is who's coming to my clubhouse. If somebody's rolling up on your clubhouse and they don't know what's going on or whatever it is, now I'm not talking about the people that you know or the people that you've kind of addressed, but you're going to put out there, y'all come through, whatever it is, break bread. Okay, yeah, I know that this person's coming through. When y'all have y'all meeting about this party that y'all throwing, or that night that y'all get together, I got this group coming through, this group coming through, this group coming through. Those are things that should already be established to your sergeant at arms. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, Motherfuckers is inviting people and not telling anybody. And so now all of a sudden you got people that showing up at clubhouses or whatever it is, and you might, those situations or those issues might happen. But those rules are part of the parlay. And when you get to the clubhouse, you should be parlaying with that sergeant at arms. Yo, here's the deal. This is the rules and regulations of my clubhouse. Clubhouse in North Carolina, no fucking weapons. I don't give a fuck who you are. Get the fuck out. If you don't want to take your weapons off, leave. We don't need you here, but that's just how the rules are. If you come in the clubhouse, no weapons. Period, point blank. Everybody respected that. That was just how it was. And the reason why we didn't have any weapons is, again, if shit gets out of hand, y'all go wrestle, man. Y'all go out there. Y'all go on that grass, man. We got 4 acres. Y'all need to go wrestle. Go do that shit, man. But we didn't want no gunplay. We didn't want none of that shit in that clubhouse. And the reason why is because we were monitored so heavily by the local law enforcement. And we would expect that, and that was a part of our parlay that we would address, even when we told people, look, man, can't bring weapons, you can bring knives, things like that, but you can't bring any guns or anything like that in the house. And those are just house rules, stuff like that. Secondary house rule, if I fucking find out you brought some fucking drugs in my house, it's going to be ugly, man, real quick. Those are the things that are a respect factor that when you look at it and some of the OGs say it, or they'll look at it and they'll say, these dudes just ain't ready to carry this torch. And they're not ready to carry the torch because the first factor that comes down to it is they don't understand that respect factor because they're too busy trying to build this reputation that they're the baddest motherfucker in the world. I mean, I hate to say it, man, but the best motherfuckers that I ever met, the people that I met that I had so much respect for, those were the guys that were welcoming. They would come in and talk to you, and you could have a break bread with them. Because I remember that dude. I don't remember the fucking asshole. I remember the guy that wanted to sit down and have a conversation with me, and we talking. Because that's what we used to do. That's what brotherhood was. But you got dudes coming in clubhouses, coming in parties, coming in events, and all they doing is standing around me mugging. That's not it, man. That ain't it.
Well, I mean, like I said, man, when you you've been hearing lately, a lot of people say, man, I wish you can go back to the old days, or back in the day they didn't do this, or back in the day they didn't do that. And again, when I make it my point, man, to grab an OG, I'm making my point. That's the only reason why most likely I'm gonna even be at your event. Besides the ride, of course, riding my motorcycle, being out there doing my thing. When I get to the event, I'm looking for that OG. I'm looking for him to tell me a story that I haven't heard, because a lot of OGs, they got some old stories and stuff like that, or to give me his perspective on this idea or that idea, because there's so many different variations of the truth per se. You feel what I'm saying? And it's up to you to determine, what part of the truth, whatever, is going to work for you, or is going to work for, for that part of it. The biggest thing, like I tell everybody, is that, listen, man, when it comes down to this right here, you just have to understand that times have changed. Okay, so the regulating, like they used to regulate, the head up fade, like you used to get, the hand to hand, combo, combat, all that shit out the window, man. These cowboys ain't going for, they're not going for none of that shit now. Ain't no more fair ones and all the rest of that shit. So we have to find a way, Guns. We have to find a way to where it all matters. But one thing I will say is that if we don't, then it ain't gonna matter no way, because we're gonna lose it all.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of say, kind of piggyback on what you're talking about, and this is the funniest thing, and it's the truest thing. I mean, an old motherfucker told me this one time, and he told me this, said, how can you learn anything if you ain't never seen anything? Mm-hmm. I mean, like, how can you learn anything if you've never seen anything? How can you learn if you don't break bread? How can you learn if you don't go across lines? How are you going to learn if you from South Carolina and you never left South Carolina? I mean, you don't know what they do in New York. You don't know what they do in North Carolina. You don't know what they do in Virginia. You don't know what they do in Texas. And that's what I always, that's the biggest factor. One of the reasons why I used to ride so much is because I didn't want to know what motherfuckers did in Florida when I was stationed at, or in South Carolina I was stationed at. I wanted to go to Florida. I just wanted to ride. I met a dude and I rode with a guy for damn near a year. I didn't even know his dude's name. I mean, like literally.
Yeah.
He was 6 years before I found out he was pagan. I mean, I was just like, oh shit, he shows up one day and he's got his cut on. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know he was pagan. He's like, yeah. I mean, we never talked about it because we didn't really address that. We just talked about old shit. Hey man, remember these days, remember this, remember that, blah, blah, blah. And then we would get on our bikes and we would ride. We would legitimately, I mean, I would catch him probably maybe once a month, or sometimes it'd be like, I might miss him that month. But I mean, legitimately, we rode for damn near 10 months, man, up and down from Jacksonville. He stayed up in Maryland, I think, around that area. But I would ride from Jacksonville all the way up to Norfolk. And we wouldn't even have more of a conversation of just, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. We'd get on the road, and when we would stop for a smoke, he'd smoke, and I'd give me something to drink. We just sit there and bullshit about old times. And he would communicate about how things really have changed from when he used to ride, because this dude was my age now, and I was 20 or 30, So, this dude was riding way before that. And he used to tell me about the 60s and how things was in the late 60s and into the early 70s. And I would tell him about, stuff that I knew from 80s and 70s and stuff like that. And so, we had that common bond. But, he was like, hey, man, we want to pop off at this place. And it was in the middle of South Carolina. But we came down one road and went down this other road. And, man, we had this bar that I was like, what the fuck is we doing? And we went in there, and it was some of the oldest crack. I mean, I'm talking about dudes without no teeth in their mouth, and it was nothing but bikes outside. And we get there, and I'm just like, look, I'm like, wow, this dude just put me into a fucking crazy spot. And it was the best time I had because I just got in there, man, and those dudes was in there telling so many stories, and it was just hilarious. And so that element of how I live my life is I always wanted to be able to understand that, because then those core values are being passed down to me, and I can pass those core values down to the next generation. But if you're not willing to take and accept these core values because you don't want to listen to somebody, that's what's being lost. And that's where we're at right now, is we're just losing those core values because people don't want to listen anymore. All they want to do is talk, man.
All right, we're going to pay some bills, man, and we'll be right back, y'all. Check this out, man. It's MC101 Wednesday night with my man Two Guns and me. We're giving it to you raw. Tonight we're talking about core values, man. If we don't get it together, we just may lose it all, man. Stay tuned.
Eco One, the superior eco-friendly motorcycle and auto detailing spray. Eco One super wetting and low foaming polymer technology cleans by flowing underneath the dirt particles and lift them away from the surface. All you need to do is spray, wipe, and watch the amazing shine appear. All of this is done with very little time and effort, but the results look like you spent all day waxing your vehicle. Eco One. Don't ride dirty. Select Luxury Cars, proud sponsor of the FHO Podcast Live Show, the most diverse luxury vehicle selection in the greater Atlanta area, the highest quality customer service, and unmatched nationwide pricing. Contact Mike Goodall at 678-855-2292 to schedule your appointment today. Select Luxury Cars, trusted family dealer since 1994. Montana Cigar Company sells premium cigars and accessories. Located in Union City, Georgia at 4641 Flat Shoals Road, Suite C, Union City, Georgia 30291. Montana Cigar Company offers a smooth, laid-back, serene, mature adult environment for cigar aficionados. Discounts for all the first responders, military, teachers, and nurses. Come enjoy your favorite games and boxing matches on our big screen TVs. We also have a poker table where you can come and try your luck. It's the Queens of the South Motorcycle Club, and they want you to know it's 2020 and They are taking over Central Florida the weekend of April 17th through the 19th. All chapters will be present from Charlotte and Fayetteville, North Carolina to Houston and Dallas, Texas, along with Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama. And last but never least, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They pound coast to coast and have no boundaries as the writing never stops. Come out and celebrate starting Friday night, meet and greet, and Saturday, grill and chill block party from 4 p.m. until with your favorite queen. For hotels and more info, contact Queen Handful at 407-314-9360. Queen Takeoff at 619-886-9711 or Queen Double Scoop at 404-637-9900.
What's up, Big Sale? This is your boy Pastor Nate from Enlightened Ministry Biker Church from Los Angeles, California. When we're not riding, we listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
Yo, this is Visions by Cinnamon Smiles. If I'm not advertising, networking, or promoting for you, I'm tuned in to FHO Radio with Big Sale, shouty.
Yo, man, it's your boy Big Saul from Florida Chapter Soul Brothers, man. Y'all know how I get down. I'm always listening to my man, Big Sale from FHO Podcast Radio. He keep it motorcycling.
What up, y'all? This Big Punch from the motherfucking candy shop. I'm chilling over here with Big Sale, man, the FHONICKEMMY, man. You know what I mean? All them alphabets, man. But they got all that shit going. Holla.
Hey, man, that's my boy, man. That's my boy, man. Good dude. So we talking about core values. We're talking about how the set has lost its way, and we're talking about how the new set, shall we say, we're going to just quote unquote the new set, has not even cared to keep the tradition. One of the things I used to hear, Guns, when I was in the MC was, what library is the protocol? You know, who wrote the protocol? Who wrote who wrote the book? Where's the book at? What library can I go find it in? I'm not going. You just telling me some shit that a motherfucker told you, another motherfucker told him, and blah 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 blah. You know, but that was always the excuse that a person gave that didn't want to follow the rules or follow the bylaws. They would always try to discredit the foundation or discredit, the history of the foundation.
And here's the funny thing about it is they are 100% right in terms of you telling me about what you heard, about what somebody else heard, about what somebody else heard. Because that's the way it's passed. This is easy shit, man. That's just common sense. It's the way it's passed down. You didn't learn shit from your grandparents or your mother or your father by picking up a book and reading it. When your mama told you don't put your fucking hand on that hot-ass stove, and you put your hand on that hot-ass stove and got your hand burnt, the first thing your mom said, see, I done told your ass. I mean, hard head make a soft ass. I mean, sometimes you got to kind of make those things, but that's the way you learn, and that's the way that things are passed down. So here's the thing. Ain't nobody trying to tell you this is the way you need to do it, or this is the way you should do it, or this is the way it should be done. Because again, man, we're talking shit changes. What they trying to tell you is there are core stuff that you establish, and that is camaraderie, brotherhood, respect for each other. Those three concepts, man, that's the foundation. That's where it starts at right there. So now, information that you get, if you're not leaving outside your area, you're not going to get that information. So when you all of a sudden you get somewhere, it is foreign to you. When you ain't traveled nowhere and you all of a sudden somebody says, hey, man, you should wear a pin on your left chest, and that'll tell people, man, that you just traveling through, a little, I'm trying to think what the name of the pin is, but a pin, laundry pins. If you wear that, it'll tell you guys, you just traveling through, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of hey, yo. But if you ain't never traveled, you might not hear that. They tell you that, and you're like, man, you full of shit. Oh, well, guess what? All of a sudden, motherfuckers wearing, you're like, oh, shit, don't you? And that's kind of what it is.
Or even to the point where you don't know what somebody telling you is real until you go somebody else and it's being told the same way.
And then you're like, whoa, okay, but shit, I heard that before. And now all of a sudden the process, you understand, okay, well, maybe this is. Trust me when I tell you, man, I've been East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. I've been up in Chicago. I've been in fucking Wyoming and Montana. I done roll in every fucking state, city, or whatever it is. Shit, I've been overseas in Egypt riding, in Germany riding. there ain't no separation and no difference in what we fucking do on these motorcycles, man. We out here riding and we loving it. We having a good time. Guys get together in Egypt and ride around Egypt. They chill out, hang out. Guys get in Germany, they ride around, pull off on the side of the road, do the same thing we fucking do in America. Same shit on the East Coast, same shit on the West Coast. Every coast ain't no fucking difference. We do the same fucking thing. What you learn in between riding is the separation of how people do things different. They may do different in Memphis. They may do different in North Carolina. This is the way we get together and we break bread. This is the way we do stuff. This is how we do things. So when you look at it, yeah, I mean, there's going to be differences and there's going to be changes, but our core values, the core concepts, camaraderie, brotherhood, respect, those three elements, man, are just it's always there. And so when you look at it, the concept of it is technology comes in, it changes everything. You know, it does. Motherfuckers ain't fighting. You said it. Motherfuckers don't fight no more. Man, look, I'll be the first one to tell you. I put my hands up for 2.2 seconds, and after that, I'm not wrestling no ass no more. I mean, I'm just not wrestling no more, man. I'm 54, man. I ain't wrestling no motherfucker, man. Shit, look, if you gonna get gangster, we gonna get gangster, man. That's just how it is.
Well, shit, back in the day, that's because can't nobody take an ass whooping no more. Back in the day, you used to get your ass whooped or whoop some ass, and
it is what it is. But ain't nobody playing ass whoopings no more. Ain't nobody playing fighting no more. So you get there with your hands, you know, it's that old saying, man, you're going to bring a knife to a gunfight. You know, I mean, that's the whole process is if you know that, hey, times is changing. So times change, you better be, and I'm not trying to say, oh, that's where it needs to be, and that's the way that things should be. What I'm trying to tell you is if you have camaraderie, brotherhood, respect, you get out there, you break bread with each other, you get a chance to talk to each other, you get a chance to understand. I've said this before on here, and I said it on my page. The crazy shit about people that you don't know, that you hate right now, that you don't like right now, that you, because of your nation or because of this, y'all motherfuckers is enemies. The craziest shit in the world, gotta take my glass on this one. Craziest shit in the world is y'all motherfuckers is the same people. You do the same fucking things. There was a guy, man, and I hated this club. I mean, I hated his fucking club. And I went to Colorado, and my former nation was good with his clubs. And I told him when I got there, man, look, man, I just don't know if it's going to work out with this because it's going to get ugly really fast. Me and him are friends even today. Even today. Still talk to each other, still conversate with each other. What we found out about each other was we both enjoy doing the same things. And guess what those things are? Riding our motherfucking motorcycles, drinking and having a good time, and chasing some ass. That was it. It was easy for us, man. We understood that's how it was. And so now all of a sudden, when you start to take those barriers down and you start to look at what's really true, I'm not talking about what you heard or what somebody said or all the rest of that bullshit. When you actually find out what's true, now all of a sudden you're looking at this dude in a different light. That's where we need to get and understand that these guys that we have issues with or problems with, they're the same people as us. Once we get to that point where we don't have those issues, then guess what? We don't need gunplay no more. We don't need to be in fighting and arguing with each other. If there's a disagreement, hey, y'all take your rings off, take your knives off, whatever it is. Y'all need to go out in that field and y'all need to do this and whatever it is. Hey, we all good, man. And that's where we have to get to it, have to get to understanding and get back to.
Name one of the core values that's lost in today's time.
Respect.
Okay.
Big time. Yeah. Big time. And the respect that comes down to it is people feel like I'm supposed to respect you because you have a vest on, or I'm supposed to respect you because you're from this 1% club. Yeah, you don't respect me. Now that's an issue and that's a problem. I hate to say it. This is God honest truth. I've said and I'll say it to anybody, and I've said it before. It starts at the top. And you got some clubs out there, and you got a lot of clubs out there right now that they don't respect people the way that they think or they demand to be respected. So as a 1% club, if you demand respect, you should give respect because that's kind of how it flows. The funny thing about it is a lot of these clubs, even in the way that they talk and the way that they say stuff, is they talk about give respect, get respect. You know, that's how it is, and that was the core values. That's the start of it, respect. But that's being lost because people got chests. Because we the big dog, we this, we that. Man, the big dog and the guys that was OGs that I grew up with, they was the calmest motherfuckers that you would ever come around. They were the ones that were trying to establish peace, and they were the ones that were trying. The motherfuckers that was respected in my hood, they was the peacemakers because they were peaceful until it came time to go to war. And then all of a sudden you were like, who the fuck is this dude? Because he was chilling a couple minutes ago, and now all of a sudden he's the main motherfucker that's in there. So, and that's the process I think was being lost right now is if you demand respect, you should give it. And it starts with just, hey, man, hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. But all of a sudden, if you showing up at a party or you at a party and you mean mugging everybody or you looking at people sideways, then that starts the whole process, man. And that's not what it's about. If you coming in and you trying to threaten people, you trying to intimidate people, stuff like that, that's not what it's about, man. It's not what it's about. It's about camaraderie, brotherhood, and respecting each other. And once we can establish that, then we're going to be all right. You know, and until that aspect, and I think that's one of the biggest things right now that needs to change is that respect. Because once everybody gains that respect for each other and has that common respect, then the easy shit's going to become easy. Because the hardest part is to that point.
Well, there it is there, man. It was a lot of shit said tonight, man. A lot of stuff was actually brought out there. But the biggest thing was, listen, man, there's nothing wrong with understanding that it was somebody before you, that rules were put in place before you got here, that these rules protected the core values and kept the playing field level. That it gave a guideline to and structure to what was created and what this whole thing was laid out about. There's nothing wrong with respecting that. There's nothing wrong with honoring that. Okay. The biggest thing, the biggest challenge we have now is everybody is so grown that they too grown to take instructions, or they're too grown to sit down and just listen. You know, everybody just feel like they know it all. You know, the world is moving so fast, and you know I got to be a part of it. And you know, I bought this motorcycle, and again, you have a right to fuss and scream when you're by yourself. But you can't join the motorcycle community, join an MC, and then want your rules to be in place in that MC.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest problems that we got, man, is that you join the MC with your own agenda. You feel what I'm saying? You join the MC with your own rules, with your own agenda. You join the MC. You know what I'm saying? And that part is crazy. It's super crazy.
Well, that's one of the things I think I've stressed this on several different shows, and what I've talked about is individuals. And once you become a motorcycle club, when I was an independent, I was an individual. I do the fuck I wanted to do. But once I put MC on my back, now all of a sudden I become a part of a whole. And here's the funny thing about it, and I think what's missed, and it's really missed in the community, is MC just doesn't mean your club. MC means basic motorcycle club. But that motorcycle club is a part of a whole. It's a part of a community. Everything that you do, and you said it today or whatever it is, when that dude ran over that guy in New York, they didn't say fucking this person, this dude's name or whatever it was. The first thing in the fucking thing, biker kills or runs over a guy with a car. I mean, or beats up a dude or whatever it was. All this was saying was biker, 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 biker. They didn't have nothing to say with this dude with his name. Shit, I didn't know his fucking name for probably the first 3 months. Wow. And they never said this dude's name. All they said was biker, motorcycles, biker, 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 biker. And they didn't talk about the guy who actually got ran over, who was paralyzed. They didn't talk about him. You know, they had absolutely no concept of it or whatever it was or who that person was or didn't even identify. They went straight to the negative. And so as a community, when you put that MC on your back, you need to understand you are part of a whole. You're not just a part of one process. And that's the thing that when I say that we were the wretched, we were the dirt. They hated you, man. It was like spitting at you or you was the dirtiest motherfucker in the world. And it's easy to get back to that. It's easy by doing stupid shit, doing dumbass shit, and you get back to that process. Because right now, we are loved. You know, hey, motorcyclists, well, now we got these big baggers, everybody, we're loved. Everybody thinks it's cool, whatever it is. But shit is fickle, and it'll change really, really fast. And all of a sudden, you're back to being that motherfucker, you know, like what that one comedian says, you your mama's baby, and then when you get over 18, you that motherfucker around the house.
Around the house, that part.
And that's just kind of how it is. And so we have to understand as a whole, we got to establish our core, keep our core values. Now, change is change, man. Social media is here. People, man, look, I'm on Facebook Live right now. We doing FHO. We doing podcasts. We doing all kinds of shit, man. We doing things that they didn't do in the past. That's just how it is. Those changes are understandable. Those changes are, in a lot of cases.
That's the thing that should make it easier now, because now we have a tool to reach way more people. At that time, if you wasn't riding your motorcycle, you never got none of this game. Period.
None.
It wasn't in the air. Wasn't no pigeons dropping it off. Wasn't no. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't on your motorcycle back in the day, you wasn't getting the knowledge. You wasn't getting, you know, how things go. So the social media.
When I got to South Carolina, man, I started riding in South Carolina. I'm going to tell you this. I was around people that didn't know what the fuck. They had absolutely no fucking clue whatsoever about being a biker. They had no clue about clothing. They had no clue about setting your bike up. They had no clue about putting your bike down. They had no clue about riding your bike. All they did was go on the road and fucking road. They didn't understand about if you're on the road and you're on a 2-lane or 4-lane type of road, 2 lanes, make sure that you stay in the middle lane on the left-hand side because motherfuckers will turn out in front of you. Motherfuckers, they had no clue, man. They had no information and knowledge about that. And that's just people that didn't ride outside of the comfort of their areas. And so now, you know, now it's a little different. I was joking with one of the bros the other day, man. I told him, I said, look, man, y'all motherfuckers don't understand it, man. I said, in Texas, when you got outside of Dallas, Texas, if you was outside of Dallas, Texas after 12 o'clock at night, the dude that was the last stop outside of Dallas, Texas, I think his place was right outside of Tyler, Texas, or right in the area that was outside of there. He would tell you, don't go nowhere because I got to come fucking get your ass when you break down because you run out of gas because there was no gas stations open. Those are things that you don't know about unless you get on the fucking road and ride. I told him, I said, look, man, y'all motherfuckers don't understand it. It wasn't 80 miles an hour. Shit was 55. You get to fucking Texas and you riding across fucking Texas. When you leave outside of Dallas, Texas, your next fucking stop is El Paso. I mean, at 12 o'clock at night, you ain't got no fucking gas. And so either you took a gas there with you, or you was sitting at a gas station waiting for that motherfucker to open at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, whatever time they open. Wow. So those are things you don't know unless you're on that road, and those are the things that a lot of people miss. But guess what? Now you know it because I just told you. That's the way that life fucking used to be. Now, you can believe me if you want to, but take your ass out to the Mojave Desert, get to the Mojave Desert, and go fuck that motherfucker at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll never have to tell you another time. Don't fucking ever do that.
Again. Ever. Well, there it is there, man. My man, Two Guns, dropping knowledge as always, man. Core values, you know, we shouldn't have to lose those. Those should always remain. And we need to understand that and get back to that. We need to understand that the rules and the regulations before us were put in place, man, for a reason, and to keep things on equal playing ground, and to keep things on a level of respect to where the things could perform the way they needed to perform and could be the way they needed to be, man. So, as always, another beautiful Wednesday. What you got?
Let me touch on that one. So what you just said, so people understand how that kind of plays itself out, is every person that I've ever addressed that has an issue or problem or had issues or came up to me and had a conversation with me about the same thing that you're talking about right now, I would say if you go back to your core values and stay with your core values, you won't have these problems. They had to learn it the hard way. They had to take the fork and stick it in the fucking electrical socket and get shocked in order for them to understand what it was when I'm sitting here telling you these are the way that you should be doing things. And the reason why they were put in place was so that we didn't have the disrespect. We didn't lose our core values. You guys, you got to understand that. You got to keep those things solid, man. That's it.
Well, there it is there, man, my man, Two Guns. Hey, again, man, as always, every Wednesday, MC101, that we can put it down, man. Listen, you're not going to find it nowhere else but right here on FHO Podcast Radio. at MC101 Tradition and Protocol page on Facebook. We're going to keep it 100. We're going to tell you like it is. Not trying to step on no toes, but hope you got on steel-toe boots. You understand me? Because it is what it is right here, man. Thank everybody for tuning in as always, man. It's been a beautiful Wednesday. Hope you was able to take something to learn from this. We could do that other subject for next week. We'll say that for next week. So here it is, my man, Two Guns, man. MC101 Tradition and Protocol with your host, Two Guns, your co-host, Big Sale, man. Again, it's hump day, 2 more days. The weekend is here. Hope you get a chance to ride your motorcycle wherever you are. Hope you get a chance to do some real motorcycling, man, whatever that is to you. Ride your ride, stay safe, just continue to do what you do, man. We love you, and we gone, man.
Yo, what's up, man? This your boy, man, Mr. Let Me Hold Something himself, DJ Dirty. And you're listening to FHO Podcast Radio with my main man, Big Cell, the FHOABCDEFGHNIC. Big Cell, come on, man, speak on it, man. Let's ride.
Hey, y'all, this is Rob from Money's Car Stereo on the west side. Hey, when I'm not out here working on my old Chevys or putting some music on somebody's bike, I'm listening to the FHO Podcast Show.